Wokeness. This right here will be the first of two videos today, and there is going to be an unedited cut of both of these. Obviously, the one that you're seeing right now is the YouTube version of this video, so therefore I have to obviously keep the, let's just say I have to keep the self-censoring measures in place, but we need to talk about this because we need to ask ourselves a question. Are we, in fact, at this moment in time, enabling mental illness, and at the same exact time, not only the lifestyle that's being preached right now, but is it also very possible that we are doing exactly what I've been saying for a while? Putting the young people, especially young women, at physical harm with this.
The true girls like myself, who are female down to our DNA, why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
As you guys can see, this issue right here actually affects everyone, not just straight white men. As you guys can see, that was obviously a young black girl calling this nonsense out. Obviously, this right here was in a school board meeting the other day. And of course, there are those out there who consider her language to be dangerous. Of course, let's just be honest. Nobody wants to hear the truth, especially if the truth hurts your feelings if you live of a certain, or if you're okay in condoning what is going on in these schools. Now, guys, this right here is the YouTube version of this video, so I'm going to try to keep things somewhat self-censored, but don't worry. I will be leaving the link to this video in either the comment section or the description box in the very next video that I do for the day. And of course, I'm doing this video on Sunday and releasing it on Monday. Tomorrow's a relatively busy day for me. As a matter of fact, this weekend got unexpectedly busy and I was not actually able to get any work done. Still, though, at the same time, though, this right here is something that I've been talking about for a while. And that is, are we enabling mental illness? And at the same time, not only are we enabling mental illness, but are we also putting our young girls at risk? And I've been saying this for a while on this channel, that you need to go all the way back to what happened in North Carolina back in 2016, where the bathroom bill was signed. And of course, everybody gave Governor Pat McCrory 15 counts to hell of that, and he eventually lost his re-election effort. But I personally don't think that is the reason why Pat McCrory lost that election. I think it had to do with something else, which I'll probably explain a little bit further in the second half of the video. But still, at the same time, though, let's go ahead and let this girl go ahead and talk all the way through. And then I'll go ahead and explain to you guys what the real dangers of this is, meaning letting biological males who think they're women inside the girls' bathroom.
Gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women and in turn truly believing that they are entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. It was infuriating when I had seen the video on social media, but what was detrimental to this is the fact that this man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is, why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it. But what about the women? What about the true girls like myself, who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
You know, guys, what that girl was saying reminds me of a story that I heard a couple of years ago. A girl that I was seeing told me this story. Check it out. She works in the educational field. She works at one of the high schools in the neighboring counties. I'm not going to say which one it is, obviously for security purposes. I'm not going to be giving away anybody's names on this. But she had these two students in her class. Both of them were 16-year-old males, and one of those males was gay, claimed to be gay. And it's very, very possible that he may have been doing this because maybe he was really bisexual. We really don't know. I got to kind of keep this right clean. The uncut version is going to be on Rumble. But the thing is this right here. The boy who was gay, after a while, started stalking the one that was straight. Now, the thing is this right here. He would follow him in the bathroom, stuff like that. You're probably thinking to yourself, okay, boys' bathroom, all that stuff right here, it doesn't really matter. No, no, no. the gay boy was actually stalking the other one. He was stalking him on the phone. He was stalking him every way. Well, the boy who was being stalked went to the teacher several times, to her, and of course they had to go to the principal's office. Now, this happened several times. I think she said that she took him up there about 5 times in the span of about 2 weeks. It was that bad. It was that far out of hand. The boy who was gay was using the school's leniency on him being gay to stalk this other boy. Well, after a while, something happened. The gay boy eventually walked up to the straight boy and put a kiss on his right here. Well, what do you think the boy who's being stalked finally did? He ended up smacking that boy in the face. He ended up beating the actual hell out of him. Now, YouTube, I don't condone violence or anything. I'm just telling you guys the story. He ends up beating the hell out of that boy. Well, guess what happens as a result of this? He ends up punching a gay student. So who the hell do you think got punished? The boy who was straight. Now, granted, like I said, I don't condone violence, and obviously restraint and probably need to be practiced, but you're talking 5 or 6 times here, and this has been going on for weeks. After a while, somebody's going to get pissed off. Now, I'm going to talk more about the girls in the last section of this video, but you see, also these young men who are straight, they're not getting any protection either. Now, guys, in the video I did on Brittany Griner, I made the assessment that after hearing a lot of people saying that they've been oppressed and all that stuff there, you're not oppressed at all. You've got every single advantage in the world. You've actually found a way to get the law to work on your side. Basically, what you're doing is that you're playing the victim and you're using the leniency that they have given you because of your community and because of your status to practically get away with frickin' murder. That right there is basically what the hell is going on here. Now, like I said, I don't condone the fight or anything, but at the same time, though, I damn sure don't condone someone stalking another individual, and I damn sure also don't condone this individual, getting this other boy to punch him in the face and then turn right back around and use the school and the principal's office to practically go away unpunished, when in reality, this individual, the one that was gay, is the one who started the entire ordeal, whereas the one that was straight just simply responded to weeks of being aggravated and irritated and being stalked by this other boy. But then again, though, the news media will never report. It's bad enough that we got this guy right here being used by Maybelline, a makeup company. And of course, ladies, I'm waiting for more and more of you, not just small girls, but obviously ladies who actually have homes, like, the white suburban ladies. And maybe it's because women are, for the most part, much more agreeable than men, that maybe that's the reason why they allow this to occur. Maybe they're a little bit more sympathetic to these people's calls. Maybe they're a little bit more sympathetic to these people's aims. But here I am going to tell you right now, we're going to be discussing this a little bit more in video too. You are actually being replaced. I mean, hell, there was a model who recently quit because they decided to basically use a man to model lingerie, which, of course, like I said, is extremely sick and extremely creepy. But then again, though, here on YouTube, you can't say exactly how you really and truly feel. You got to kind of hold back. You got to kind of sort of self-censor, which, of course, is what's been going on here recently. Now, here is the thing that you have to understand. Ladies, you are, in fact, being replaced in every way possible. Now, with that there being said, let's go ahead, instead of harping on this, let's talk about the actual dangers. Number one, a lot of these dudes are doing this so that way they can actually gain access to the women's restroom. Yes, we are enabling the mental illness, but there are some people who are just flat out sick, twisted, and evil. They're doing this so that way they can gain access to the bathroom. I mean, there's already been a lot of instances that have happened across the country, especially in high schools, where young girls have had their heads literally smashed in by this grown man. You guys see what type of risk we're talking about here? It's not just a sexual ordeal. It's also the fact that these girls are getting actually physically assaulted, damn near killed. Yes, I understand the sexual assault is definitely a lot more traumatic. But at the same exact time, you've got men out there who are taking advantages for both reasons. You've also got men out there who just love to hit women. You've also got men out there, or young men, of course, these are being high school students, who love to use this whole trans and this whole LGBTQ fad that they're using, this whole wokeness thing, to try to bait other dudes. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in another video. I have to kind of watch my language here. Like I said, I got to kind of self-censor here. We'll talk about that more in the Rumble video. But here's the deal. Not only are you putting these ladies at physical risk, you're also putting young children at physical risk with this, and you're also giving these people the wrong idea about life itself. Why do you think we bring up the self-offing rate so much? Why do you think we do this, okay? I mean, I don't know that many cases of men or women doing self-harm to themselves, unless there may have been something going on, or possibly a mental illness, extreme anxiety disorders, not being able to adapt with life. Things of that nature. Of course, that's most cases. There are the very, very few cases where this is not as prominent. But what type of message are you sending? What type of message are you also sending to the young girls who, by the way, need that private space to use the restroom, who, by the way, need that private space, which, by the way, is women's sports? What are you sending to them? You're basically telling them that they will not be protected. You're also depressing them in the process. You're causing mental pain to them because they are the party that, quite frankly, is the one being assaulted here. You're not protecting them. It is your job as schools to protect these young girls. It's also your job to protect these young boys. Let me also say something else to you as well, okay? As I said before, there are a lot of these guys who are utilizing this for nefarious purposes. And of course, I also said that some of these people may not actually have mental illnesses, but they are in fact evil. Let me just go ahead and say this really quick. When you allow evil people to succeed, when you allow evil people and those with nefarious means to succeed, as in attacking this young girl or being flaunted in front of this young girl, basically telling them that they can do whatever the hell they want, what type of chaos do you think may occur as a result of this? Is it possible at some point in time that fistfights may intensify? They may start back up at a much higher rate. I'm talking about not just girls fighting boys. I'm talking about actual boys going in there and actually fighting this individual. What is going to happen to that young boy who is straight, who simply attacks or goes out of his way to protect one of these girls? What happens to them if they actually protect their girlfriend? What happens to them if they actually protect the girl in the bathroom? What happens to them? Are you going to punish them? No, you're not, because these people have used this excuse of being able to access the women's bathroom as a means to get away with just about anything they damn it want. That is the other problem here. Never mind the fact that you've got possible physical assault. Never mind that you've got the possibility of sexual assault. Never mind the fact that the individual, the girl, she may be psychologically traumatized as a result of this. Never mind any of that there. What about the men who are actually, or the young men who actually take a stand against this? You see, ladies, you've got to step it up. You've got to come out here and you've got to put your foot down. You've got to continue to do what this young girl here did, because after a while, they're not going to listen to the men. When the men actually show up to actually defend you from these same sick individuals, the school system is only going to go after the man who went to protect you. That is right there what's eventually going to happen. And then guess what? You're left with absolutely no on-the-ground protection at all. So ladies, please step it up. Please keep calling this crap out. Keep fighting back against it to keep these 6 individuals out of your personal spaces. Guys, with that right there being said, I'm going to go ahead and record the unedited version. Some of that, of course, will be, some of what you just saw here earlier will, of course, be in that video as well. Of course, you know, it's going to be a little bit longer, so make sure you guys stick around for that. As guys, John Claymore here. If you guys like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the button, sound off in the comment section. There will be another video that kind of links this video right here, also coming out right after this one, so make sure you guys stick around.